Good morning, everybody. My name is Joe Bandel. I'm the last Rosicrucian. Today, I'm going to be doing another Gaia Ascension Update. I'm going to be trying to do these weekly. So, I'm trying to think of things that happen during the week that are important to talk about. And as you know, today is the 29th of November. We just have Saturn is stationing and going direct. And a lot of us that are sensitive to that cycle, we all are, but some of us are really sensitive to it, and we're really happy that, hey, it's time we can kind of start moving forward with some projects rather than doing all the tearing down and getting in prep work. Another thing that I've noticed that's just happened this has been a crazy month. November's been a crazy month, but it's really affected me in a way that is pretty profound. I think that there's really some thoughts that some downloads, people call them downloads or whatever, insights, and I'm pretty pumped about some of the things. There's been some life-changing things, insights that I've experienced. I have 3 topics that I want to talk about today. I'll tell you what they are. The first one is real prosperity or prosperity consciousness, and how I believe it's not what you think. It's not what you think. Another thing that's a topic I want to talk about, and this is something that I've noticed, and I've noticed in myself as well as in other people, which is a refusal to see something that's right in front of you, self-evident, whatever, and you don't see it, or I don't see it. And I'm like, why is that? So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the winter solstice that's coming up on the 21st, and how important it is, because the 21st is when, on the winter solstice, that's when the light, the spiritual light quotient comes in. Our entire yearly supply, the energy that's supposed to last us for the entire coming year, comes in at that time. Unless, like some of us we are connected to the solar and lunar cycles, we can get an extra enhanced connection to that energy year round. But for the average person, they're getting their yearly supply, their yearly quota, right around the winter solstice. And traditionally, around this time, right before the Christmas period, a lot of people are running out, and that's what's causing a lot of the hardships and the difficulties that people are having, the dark period, because let's face it, the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas is really hard on a lot of people. It's a time when there's a lot of suicides happening. And what it is basically is their lights run out. Their energy, their vital life force is running out, and things are happening. Their lives are collapsing one way or another. It's a real vulnerable time if you don't have enough spiritual light. Because what happens is it comes in at the winter solstice, and you get enough to last you the whole year. You spend it or use it up, and hopefully it's enough to get you through. So that's always a factor. And a lot of the people that are sensitive to the energies, sensitive to they have the chakras open, things like that, they're going to be experiencing, they might get that energy coming in early before the winter solstice. I usually get it right around the new moon before the winter solstice. So it kind of varies. But for several years, it would come in, and it would be such a powerful influx, a powerful surge of energy coming in that I'd have like radiation sickness. I couldn't even stand up. I'd have to lay down and sleep it off. Couldn't go to work, couldn't do anything. And that's all it was. It was just because of the amount of energy that was hitting me. Didn't mean it was hitting everybody else. It was hitting me, and it was hitting me because I was open to it. And if a person's working it right every year, they're a little more open to it, and they get a little bit more. And over this past year, man, there's been a lot of changes in my life, which means that I've had insights and I've been opening up, clearing blockages, things like that. And so I know that there's going to be a massive tidal wave hitting me. Generally speaking, I handle it pretty well. The idea is that you're surfing the wave instead of being buried by it. And so I'm looking forward to it. But with all the power, with all the energy that these waves have been having, they've been relentless. Every new moon and every full moon, and even it's getting to every quarter on the moon phase, has been significant things happening for people who are sensitive to that stuff. So just kind of be open to that, kind of be preparing yourself. This is traditionally what a lot of the spiritual paths do, is this time of year, meditation, contemplation, clearing out the old stuff, the trash, so that you're able to take in and absorb the good energy that's coming in. Just a thought. I wanted to bring that up. That's the first thing. The next thing is real prosperity. People are talking about everything's gonna shift to a prosperity consciousness rather than lack and survival type fear-based economy. Well, what exactly are they meaning by a prosperity consciousness? And how is it magically going to pop up? How is it going to manifest in our lives? Or suddenly we're going to be getting a whole bunch of money or something like that? Or everything's going to become free? And no, this is not my understanding of it. And I think that this idea of prosperity consciousness is we are being misinformed. We're being led to anticipate something that isn't going to happen. And what my take on it is that the shadow, our shadow self, the things that we repress, the things that are self-defeating behaviors, is erupting. And it needs to erupt because the new energy that's coming in is a two-way energy. And one of those energies is what's called the shadow energy. And what we have done is we have been afraid of the shadow. The shadow has always represented those things within us that we recognize and we're afraid of, we hate, or we don't want, so we repress it. But just about all of that is distorted thinking. It's a distorted understanding. And those distortions are piled upon a real beautiful, innocent part of us that simply wants the best for us. It wants us to be healthy. It wants us to have things, to be happy. And we have been programmed to feel guilty about a lot of those things. And so we've developed that self-defeatingness. And bottom line is the new energy that's coming in, winter solstice coming in, it's going to pop the shadow. It's going to really burst the shadow. We're already seeing that. What happens when the shadow starts erupting? Everything in our life starts to go to hell. Any weakness, any vulnerability, anything that we've been lying to ourselves about comes out in open. The weak spots, any weak spots, finances, health, whatever, it causes problems. And how does that tie in with this promised prosperity consciousness? This is the way that I understand it. Because I've had to do this. I've had health issues that I've had to I changed my life and take better care of myself. I've had to I've had to downsize. I'm on a fixed income now with Social Security. I've had to downsize. So I can't live where I used to live. I've got to live in a pretty small space. But I'm able to do that. I'm able to exist. I'm able to live. I've downsized enough and things are working out for me. Because what happens is, everything hits, the shit hits the fan, things go to hell, we have to downsize, we have to take care of whatever fires there are, we got to put those fires out. And once we are stable, we get to start from the beginning. We get to start over. And we start over in a healthy, prosperous manner. And one of the very hard things that I've had to struggle with all my life is wanting to do what I want to do, wanting to follow my dream. The reality is it needs to be win-win. There needs to be a win-win situation. It seems so obvious, but it's so hard for me to understand it. I wanted to create things, and I couldn't sell them because nobody else was interested in what I was creating. So this idea that you're going to have prosperity consciousness, so whatever you go out and you want to create is going to make a living for you. Not if people don't want it. You've got to have a win-win. You've got to come up with something that's a win-win situation. I'll give an example. I have, in this past year, I've been posting a lot of the oak material, and I don't even have it in book form right now. I've been putting it out for free, putting it out there, and I've been led to put it out there for free because that's what I needed to do at the time. But what's happening now is that was a phase, and I've offered that, and it's still there. You can go to my websites, and you can look up the Oak Matrix Unleashed posts, or you can look up the Oak Magus posts, or some of the others, and you're going to find excellent material. And you can go deep. You can go back into it. It's not. I mean, it's kind of it's researchable, basically, that kind of thing. But what's happened recently is something has happened to me that said, you did enough of that. Now, if somebody wants to learn how to do the meditations that I do, if they want to learn more about how I would do the astral projection type stuff, they're going to have to be a patron. They're going to have. I'm going to make that stuff available in courses. I personally have a course now on the Oak meditation training, and we are working on. I just put out the third audio. So we don't need a video. You don't need to see my face to deal with. That's not anything that's important to have. But I'm giving training, and I'm only giving training to those people who are patrons at the $5 or $10 a month level, because I've given everything else out for free, and there's no regrets. But it's a point where, hey, you're either attracted to what I have to offer, or you're not. And I'm either going to be prosperous with it, or you. And it's kind of like, I have that stuff that I've given you for free. I've posted it out there, put it out there. If you have benefited, pay back. If it has helped you, pay back. The free rides are not anymore. This is the energy is kind of putting that out there, because there's serious shifting, energetic shifting with Gaia, and the way that things manifest is totally changed. The energetic dynamics have totally changed. Same with the translations. I'm putting out novels here that I've translated, and I'm posting them for free, where you can sample the stuff. Not only sample, you can read the entire books a little bit at a time through the posts. If you want an ebook, if you want it in an ebook or you want it in a paperback, you can pay a little bit for it. There's a lot of hard work that's gone into translating those or writing those, like my trilogy, writing those. And I've currently got about 10 books that I need to do final edits and make them available for publishing as ebooks or paperbacks. I've already posted them online, or will be posting them online. They're sitting there, they're already translated, but I haven't done the final stages with it. And it's like, I do that translating out of love. It's not about making money. But on the other hand, if you get something out of it, give a little back. That's all I'm asking. And go with the energy. If you are attracted to something in the world's energy today, it means it's for you. If you're not attracted to it, if you have an issue with it, it means there's a blockage. It means go away. But for me, what it means with the prosperity consciousness is, don't keep putting out stuff that nobody wants, that nobody's willing to even comment on, because that's unrequited. No. Unrequited stuff that does not work anymore. So anyway, that deals with the second issue. The last issue we're going to deal with is one of the most interesting. And I've seen it in myself quite a bit this entire year, even this week, whatever. It's a refusal to see things that are self-evident, a refusal to see things that are right in front of me, because I have my own opinion that's set firmly, and I'm not open to something new. I'm not open to change. Even though I try to be open, but I've seen that over and over again, how I miss things. I'll read something and I'll go back and I'll read it again, and I'll go back and I'll read it again or listen to it again, And by God, all of a sudden on the third try, the third time through, something sinks in that never sank in the first two times. And what I'm getting at here is that's normal. I was thinking with the oak material, for example, the oak matrix unleashed, which is going to be 2 volumes because it's over 600 pages altogether. But those books, those 2 volumes, are a collection of things that I felt were like self-evident. Things that if people were exposed to them, they couldn't argue with them or debate them because they're just so self-evident that they'd penetrate. But to my surprise, that's not true. They can be perfectly self-evident and not penetrate somebody's thick skull unless the person is open to it. And what's fascinating to me is that is something that has been recognized by pretty much all the mystery schools of the ages. That's why they teach in layers, because you can only take in so much at a time. Once you take in something and you integrate it, you make it your own, only then can you go back over the same material and read more deeply into it and get a deeper understanding of what it's talking about. It's sketchy that way, but it's because we lack the capacity to completely understand something on the first time through. So we have to keep revisiting some of these things and experience it, try to embody it, because there's a big difference between head tripping, understanding something intellectually, and understanding it with a body awareness because you've experienced it personally. And I guess that's what you call the difference between embodiment and just the head tripping understanding of something that everybody's seeking. Embodiment really means to make it your own, to understand it at a very, very deep level. And it's time for all those things. And when I'm talking about this video is what's going on with Gaia's Ascension, it's time to embody things. It's time to embody. It's time to do. It's time for the experiential portion of things, not the intellectual understanding of things. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. I hope you found that interesting. Like I said, I've got the 3rd video out now of the Oak Meditation course. It's on my Patreon page, and we're activating the chakras, syncing them up together. We just did the first 4, which would be the one above the head, the one in the middle of the brain, the third eye, and the throat chakra. The next one is going to be the 4th or the heart chakra. So that is only available to my patrons, that are actually at the level of the $5 or $10 a month. I encourage people to do that if you are serious about learning how to integrate some of these things. I also encourage each person to comment on some of the posts that I have. Go back, dig through some of that old material. The material is there. I need to make them into books and get them available where you can buy them as books or buy them as ebooks. But they are available as posts right now, and they're available for free if you dig into it. Follow your heart on this stuff. Thank you, guys. Till next time. Bye.